Hi guys, it's YS256 here, back with another video. And today we're returning back to the timeline of our fused warrior Vegeto and what might have happened if he had never defused, after he'd been purposely absorbed by Majin Buu and tried to save his friends from their gooey sacks. Now before we continue, let's give a recap of what happened in the previous parts. So, we began things last time with Vegeta being purposely absorbed, like the original timeline, and then freeing his friends from within. He then had a very brief but quick fight with Buu, which he had not been impressed with in the slightest. He and his eldest son Gohan had then used the Dragon Balls to revive Earth's population and restore its beauty, as well as make the population of Earth forget about Buu. Time of peace had then passed for many months, and Vegito and Gohan had then been training on the world of the Supreme Kai, when, all of a sudden, the god of destruction had turned up, Beerus, and he had demanded a fight from the Saiyan fusion, hoping that he would be the Super Saiyan god he was looking for. Vegito had then powered up to Super Saiyan 3 and charged into battle, and this is where our story continues today. So, without further ado, let's get into the next part. We begin things with Vegito charging into battle and swinging a mighty uppercut to Beerus' face, causing him to be hurled into a tree and actually injuring the Destroyer slightly. He was shocked. How could a Saiyan have this much strength? He then gets up and pretends that this is nothing. Seriously, Saiyan? Is that all you've got? Come on, I'm not impressed. I'm just getting warmed up after all. Whis can tell that his master is faking this, and is actually a little bit worried for his safety. Heck, granted, Beerus was only using about half his power at the moment, but still, he'd never seen a mortal in all his life, all his existence, rival his destroyer at that level. Vegeta then says to Beerus that he's only going about half strength, and Beerus is shocked to hear this. What? You're holding back? Vegeta then snarks. Come on, Lord Beerus, show me what you've really got. I want to see what the god of destruction is truly capable of. Beerus didn't want to do so at first. After all, his full power, if not kept in check, could destroy this entire universe. But this Saiyan had gotten his curiosity, and he thought very well. Alright, Saiyan, I'll show you what I'm truly capable of. You'll see why every being in this cosmos fears me as the god of destruction. He then powers up, and everyone can tell that Beerus is in maximum. Vegito then also goes all out, and the two then fight for a bit longer. And it seems that when they are both at full power, neither can put the other down. Beerus is shocked to see this. How? How are you keeping up with me at full power, Saiyan? Vegito then snarks and backs away from Beerus for a moment. He then says he has one more trick up his sleeve, and Beerus is curious to see what he's got. Vegeta then screams out the name of the technique he's about to use. Kaio Cannon! An orange aura then flares around his body, and he is essentially using a 2x multiplier, now even stronger than Beerus. The Destroyer is shocked to see this. What? How can a mortal have this much power? He is shocked and surprised at this power he's sensing from one mortal, it seems, and Whis can tell that his master is getting scared. Before the battle can continue, he then says, Alright, you two, that's enough for one day, I think. After all, we don't want to destroy the realm of the Kais now, do we? Vegito is slightly annoyed at the stopping of the fight so early. He'd just been getting into it after all. However, that is when his body decides to give up on him, and he powers down to his base. He laughs and knows that by using Super Saiyan 3 and the Kaio Cannon, two techniques that push the body to its max and drain heaps of stamina, he definitely wouldn't have been lasting much longer than that. He was lucky to have been able to keep up that much. Beerus then asks for Whis to heal himself and Vegito, and Beerus then says to the Saiyan fusion, Not bad, Saiyan, not bad at all. You were able to rival me at full power, and yet you don't seem to ounce an ounce of God Ki, not one bit. How is that possible, I wonder? It's only imaginable what you could become if you were to learn the powers of the gods. What do you say, Salyan? Would you like to train under me? Do you wish to become my student? Whis is shocked to hear this. He'd never heard his master ask anyone to be his student, and Beerus has been the destroyer of this universe for centuries at this point. Vegeto then agrees, seeing how all three of his children were able to look after themselves pretty well, and Bulma supported Chi-Chi with all she needed. The Saiyan fusion felt like he had no obligation staying here or on Earth, and he, Whis, and Beerus then head back to Beerus' world. Gohan then asks Shin if he can train under him, and the Supreme Kai is a bit confused. After all, Gohan is a lot stronger than he is. In fact, the majority of beings in this universe are now stronger than the Supreme Kai himself. But then he stops and thinks. He knows why Beerus truly asked Vegeto to be his student. It's most likely that he wants Vegeto to become the next god of destruction of this universe. So Shin then thinks, maybe Gohan would be a good candidate for their next Supreme Kai. Okay, Gohan, training will begin at once. You will become my apprentice. Time then passes, and we return back to Beerus' world, where Vegeto has gotten a lot stronger, thanks to the training of both Whis and Beerus. Not only has he learned both the powers of Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan Blue, but he's also starting to understand the makings of Ultra Instinct. Only the Saiyan version at first, obviously. And he's also able to learn a little bit about God Ki and Destroyer Energy. Beerus then thinks that the Saiyan is ready for the Godly Time Chamber, and Whis agrees, sending him in there with his staff. A few days later, Vegeto exits with silver hair and a new aura, and Beerus cannot believe what he sees. What? He's already mastered that technique? I've been trying to get it for years, centuries, and I still can't master it. How did this mortal get it so easily? Beerus is shocked and a little bit impressed. This mortal, this Saiyan fusion, had somehow gotten these techniques of the gods and angels so easily. What are his true capabilities, Beerus wondered. And he was a bit hungry at this point. But luckily, unlike the original, there are a few pizzas left, seeing how there was only one Saiyan here, and not Vegeta and Goku to consume all of them. The three then enjoy a meal of these pizzas, and then Vegeto and Whis spar a little bit, with Vegeto in Ultra Instinct, trying to see if he's able to push it to higher strengths and higher limits. After all, Whis says that he's only at the beginnings of his mastered Ultra Instinct story. We then fast forward back to the Supreme Kai's world, where Gohan is actually learning how to become a Supreme Kai. He's mainly doing things like making Shin tea, but he's also learning the ins and outs of the universe, what the Supreme Kai is supposed to actually do, as well as the Destroyer, and how the Angel is supposed to guide course across the universe to ensure that stability is possible between both Destroyer and Supreme Kai. He's also learning about the different planets within the universe, knowing that majority of them were previously under Frieza's control and now are uninhabitable. But there are a few left with life on them, about 20 or 30, Shin says, which is not that many, but it's a fair amount still. And he's actually getting a bit stronger, mastering his ultimate form day by day. He is definitely becoming a worthy candidate for the next Supreme Kai. Meanwhile, back in space, in the deep voyages of it, on a spaceship, a commander of a long-forgotten fallen empire is trying to command his troops to take back a planet which is being held under an uprising. But it's not going well. The soldiers are being taken down with ease by the uprising soldiers and civilians. This commander, Sorbet, states to his commanding officer, his second in command it seems, Tagoma, that there's no choice, they have to go to Earth. Tagoma then says to his commander, "Sir, are you sure it's safe? I know that the Dragon Balls are there, and they can revive our master. But, after all, isn't that where the Saiyans live?" Tagoma says that he should go alone. Sorbet should stay here where he's safe. But Sorbet then sighs and says that it seems we have no choice to go now. It's our only choice, seeing that how we haven't been able to find the Namekian Dragon Balls. My safety is no concern. If it means bringing Lord Freezer back, then it's worth it. We'll do it, no matter the cost! They both nod, and then the spaceship then heads off to Earth, beginning its long journey to where, on the blue planet, they will find the Dragon Balls and use them to revive their long-defeated master, Lord Freezer. And that's where we leave things for right now, guys. So what do you think of this second part? Do you think it was right for Vegeta to get all these godly powers so easily and quickly? Or should he have gone as steadily? And do you think, even if Frieza is revived and trains up, he'll stand any chance against Vegito? Well, I hope you enjoyed. Until next time, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.